In the ever-dramatic universe of 90 Day Fiancé, viewers have witnessed explosive fights, tearful airport reunions, culture clashes, and last-minute wedding doubts. But few storylines have ignited fan outrage quite like the one unfolding between Matt and Jasmine, a relationship dynamic that many fans are calling deeply unfair, outdated, and emotionally troubling. At the center of the controversy is Matt's insistence that Jasmine become a stay-at-home mom while simultaneously refusing to provide the support, partnership, or empathy such a role requires. And the audience? They are not staying quiet. A promise of partnership or control? When Jasmine first arrived, hopeful and wide-eyed, she spoke passionately about building a future rooted in love and mutual respect. She dreamed of a stable home, children, and shared responsibilities. Matt, for his part, presented himself as a traditional man who valued family structure. But as episodes unfolded, viewers began noticing a sharp imbalance. Matt made it clear that once children entered the picture, Jasmine's place would be at home full-time. No part-time job, no side business, no pursuing independent interests outside the house. In his words, "If I'm working, she should be handling everything else." What started as a conversation about parenting roles quickly morphed into something more rigid. Less about teamwork, more about control. "You wanted this." One of the most uncomfortable moments came during a heated argument in their kitchen. Jasmine, visibly exhausted, tried to explain that staying home all day with a toddler was more draining than she expected. She asked for help just a few hours on the weekend so she could breathe. Matt's response? "You wanted this. You said you wanted to be a mom." The comment landed like a punch. Viewers took to social media almost immediately, pointing out that wanting to be a mother does not equal agreeing to carry 100% of the domestic labor without support. Motherhood is not a solo act. Marriage is not a one-person job. Yet Matt's stance appeared unwavering. The financial power imbalance. Another layer fueling outrage is the financial dynamic. Since Jasmine is no longer working, she relies entirely on Matt for money. But fans noticed something troubling. He frequently reminds her of it. During one confessional, Matt said, "I'm the one paying the bills, so I expect things done a certain way." That sentence sparked thousands of comments online. Critics argue that financial provision does not entitle someone to unilateral decision-making power. In healthy partnerships, money is shared, not weaponized. Jasmine, meanwhile, expressed discomfort asking for small personal purchases. She hesitated before buying clothes, even beauty products, worrying about wasting his money. For many viewers, this crossed from traditional values into financial control. The emotional labor no one sees. Fans were quick to point out that Matt seems to undervalue what Jasmine does daily. Cooking, cleaning, scheduling doctor appointments, grocery shopping, laundry, night feedings, managing tantrums, organizing family events. The invisible mental checklist of motherhood is endless. Yet when Matt returns from work, he often collapses onto the couch, scrolling on his phone or turning on the TV. When Jasmine once asked him to bathe the baby, he sighed and said, "I'd been working all day." The implication? She hasn't. Viewers saw red. Because caring for a child 24/7 is work. Unpaid, yes. But work nonetheless. Cultural differences or excuses? Some fans attempted to frame Matt's expectations within cultural or personal values. After all, many households around the world operate on single-income models. But critics argue the issue isn't the arrangement, it's the lack of mutual agreement and shared respect. A stay-at-home parent can thrive in a relationship where the decision is mutual. The working partner values domestic labor. Both still contribute emotionally and physically at home. In Matt and Jasmine's case, the arrangement appears imposed rather than chosen. Jasmine has hinted in multiple conversations that she misses having her own income. She's mentioned feeling small and trapped. Those words struck a chord with viewers who have experienced similar dynamics. Isolation and identity loss. One particularly emotional scene showed Jasmine sitting alone at the kitchen table after putting the baby to bed. She admitted she hasn't made friends locally and rarely leaves the house except for errands. "I used to feel independent," she said softly. "Now I feel like I don't know who I am." That moment resonated deeply with stay-at-home parents watching from home. Identity loss is a common struggle when someone transitions from career life to full-time caregiving. Without adult interaction, professional challenges, or financial autonomy, it's easy to feel invisible. What troubled fans most wasn't that Jasmine felt this way, it was that Matt seemed dismissive when she tried to explain it. "You're overthinking. He told her, "You have everything you wanted. But fulfillment cannot be dictated by someone else." Social media backlash. Within hours of the episode airing, hashtags criticizing Matt began trending among fans of the franchise. Comments ranged from disappointed to furious. Being the breadwinner doesn't mean you stop being a parent. He wants a nanny and a maid, not a partner. She deserves help and respect. Some even called for producers to address the dynamic in a tell-all segment. The backlash reveals something larger than one couple's argument. Viewers are increasingly sensitive to power imbalances in relationships, especially when they involve immigration status, financial dependence, and traditional gender roles. Reality TV audiences today are not passive. They analyze, they dissect, they advocate. The gender role debate. Matt's stance has reignited a long-standing debate about modern marriage. Is it wrong to prefer traditional roles? Not necessarily. But problems arise when one partner's needs evolve. Expectations are enforced without flexibility. Domestic labor is undervalued. In many modern households, even when one partner works outside the home, childcare and housework are shared responsibilities. Parenting is not a shift that ends at 5 p.m. When Matt insists that his financial contribution absolves him from bedtime routines or diaper duty, viewers see an outdated framework clashing with contemporary expectations of partnership. Jasmine's breaking point? Recent previews hint at a potential turning point. In a tense teaser, Jasmine tells Matt, "I need more than this, I need you." The phrase is simple but loaded. She's not asking for money. She's not asking for luxury. She's asking for presence. If Matt continues dismissing her concerns, fans speculate Jasmine may reconsider the arrangement altogether. Some have even theorized she might pursue part-time work despite his objections. Would that empower her or ignite a bigger conflict? Either way, audiences are watching closely. Why this storyline hits so hard? This isn't just another dramatic spat. For many viewers, this storyline mirrors real-life struggles. It reflects women who gave up careers and felt unsupported, partners who felt financially pressured and emotionally misunderstood, couples navigating changing expectations in modern marriage. Reality television becomes powerful when it taps into authentic social issues, and this one touches on autonomy, respect, gender equality, and emotional partnership. The outrage isn't just about Matt. It's about what he represents. Can they recover? All relationships go through power adjustments. The key question is whether Matt is willing to listen and whether Jasmine is willing to keep fighting for her voice. A healthier version of their dynamic could look like scheduled personal time for Jasmine each week.